name is Erica Murray. I work here at Joburg Zoo. I'm one of the aquarist keepers in the aquarium. So the species today we're talking about is the Twig catfish. The scientific name is Phalluella acus or Phalluella vittata. The ideal tank would be, pH would need to be from 6.5 to 7.5, that's the best for them. Temperature would be 26 to 28, as they do come from the South American regions where it's quite warm. And then as in terms of substrate and things, wood is a must. They like to attach to wood, they like to eat the algae that grows on wood. So if you had wood and any leaf litter or sticks and algae matter in the tank would be better. So naturally they would eat biofilm and algae that would grow on substrates. Because our tanks are quite clean, we don't have a lot of that going for them. So we do supplement them, we feed them every day. We feed them with algae wafers, spirulina, wood chips. So the males are actually quite darker. They've got like a darker black stripe going down their body. And then when they're sexually mature, they also have little bristles on their faces. So their size is very similar to the females, but you'll tell that they're darker. And then they've got the bristles, which looks like a little beard. For the twig fish, they're quite hardy fish. We've never really had any sick twig catfish. So as long as we keep the water at a good quality, so for us we sometimes do daily water changes if it's a breeding tank. If it's a display tank, once a week we would do a water change. And as long as the water is clear, it's fine. They don't really get disease. So one of the first things you would notice is that they're not eating. With all the fish, that's kind of their first indicator. And with the twig catfishes, because they're so small, it's very hard to see if they have an illness. So if they weren't eating, that would immediately tell us something is wrong. So normally from 1.5 to 2 years old, they would become sexually mature. We would normally keep 1 or 2 males with more females, and then the process is quite easy. They kind of do their own thing. They would lay their eggs at night time. The female would lay their eggs at night time, and then in the mornings we'd get you, oh, we've got eggs. And then the males will then protect those eggs for a certain time. So they would normally lay their eggs on a flat surface, so in a captive environment that's usually the glass. So this time we got lucky, our twigs are now laying it on the display side of the glass. So for the first time we're actually seeing the eggs develop, which is really cool. They can lay anywhere between 30 to 50 eggs. So the female will lay the eggs and the male will go and take care of the clutch until they're hatched. It's normally around 10 days. Today for our current clutch would be the 10th day. We kind of just avoid that twig catfish and the eggs. So because we don't want to change the environment too much while the eggs are being incubated, so we wouldn't do too big of a water change. So very, very small water changes. Clearly they're happy with the environment as it is, so we try not to touch that too much. We don't remove the eggs. You can do it. We've never needed to because our twigs have always been in a tank alone without other fish when they're breeding. So this is the first time that they're now breeding in a mixed exhibit. So we try not to remove the eggs because you can damage the eggs that way. So we'll rather wait for them to hatch and then separate them, keep them in a separate container within the tank. And as they get a bit older, then we can move. One of the main things is again we want water quantity to protect the eggs from the fungus and mold. Keep your water clear, keep your parameters good. The male catfish does the hard work. He fans the eggs constantly, which also prevents anything from settling onto the eggs, which then can cause bacteria. For the newly hatched fry, we would feed them spirulina powder, and we'll make a kind of a paste out of that with either fish flakes or wood pellets. We'll make a paste for that. We'll make them into little tablets that can sink, and we can stick them to the bottom of the glass. So they'll start eating that. We'll also cook or blanch spinach for them, so that it's nice and soft, because they would normally eat detritus and stuff and algae. So we make sure the spinach is nice and soft and then they eat that.